Hi everybody, it's Mallory Smythe with Endow. We are just entering into Advent, which is my favorite liturgical season, honestly, because what I love about Advent is that it invites us in to a silence and solitude of heart, of our inner selves, while the rest of the world gets busier and busier. So we can go about buying the presents and cooking the meals and hanging out with friends, going to the parties, all of the holiday festivities. And yet the season of Advent invites us to be still in our own beings, to meditate upon the mystery of the Incarnation for 4 weeks, a mystery that we could meditate on our entire lives and never fully exhaust. This year, as I've been meditating on this, I've also been reading through our Endow study, Deus Caritas Est, which is based on the encyclical written by Pope Benedict of the same name, God is Love. And so I've been meditating on the mystery of the Incarnation through the eyes of love. And as I've been reading through the study, I just keep coming back to over and over again that to say that God is love is to say all that there is about God. Right? Everything about who he is can be wrapped up into that one statement, that God is love. And while it's so simple and it's lost its meaning in some ways because the word love is so convoluted in our day and age, God is the purest, most meaningful form of love that exists. Right? And we see this in the mystery of Advent. We see this played out in the beauty of the Incarnation. That God, who is love, created us out of love so that we could be with him in eternity. And then, of course, we broke relationship with him and we're wallowing in the darkness of our sin. And he gives everything. He sacrifices his entire self to come and to get us, to take us out of the darkness and back into his light. Right, one of my favorite lines of a Christmas song is from O Holy Night when he says, and he appeared and the soul felt its worth. Right, the appearance of God on this earth shattered the universe and changed it because of love. And see, our souls know this. Our souls long for this love of God. And as I look around and I see the problems of our world, and I see the personal problems that many of us are dealing with, the anxiety, the self-consciousness, just the loneliness, the burdens that we're walking around with, I have to ask myself, how many of us are walking around not knowing the love of God at all, or not believing that God actually loves us in the first place? Our souls are longing for the love of God as the body longs for food. And because we are not seeking him, our souls are not getting what they need. St. Teresa of Calcutta wrote about this very thing in a letter that is found in our study on Pope Benedict's encyclical. And this is what she said. How can we last even one day living our life without hearing Jesus say, I love you? Impossible. Our soul needs that as much as the body needs to breathe air. If not, prayer is dead. Meditation is only thinking. Jesus wants you each to hear him, speaking in the silence of your heart. And she continues saying, not only he loves you, even more, he longs for you. He misses you when you don't come close. He thirsts for you. He loves you always, even when you don't feel worthy. Even if you are not accepted by others, even yourself sometimes, he is the one who always accepts you. As I've been praying through this, it's been very hard for me to make the jump from God loves me to God longs for me. And that the Incarnation is not only an act of love, but an act of longing. That God became man because he longs to be with me. That he delights whenever I walk in to pray with him. That he wants me with him. And it's not just some cosmic exchange of love, but that is a fulfillment of desire for him and for me. And so, as you're going through this Advent, whatever you're meditating upon, I invite you to meditate upon it through the eyes of love. the eyes of knowing that God is love. And as you go through the busyness of holiday season, I invite you to keep your heart silent and keep it close to the beauty of the mystery of the Incarnation. So if you want to learn more about what it means that God is love, you can dive into an Endow study at www.endowgroups.org, or you can connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Endow Groups. Have a great week.